Shortly into it, we're dealt pocket sixes on the button with the straddle to 50 on. You may remember last session, I got torched running into quads multiple times and really not making any strong hands myself. I hit no sets. Maybe we can end that drought and hit one to kick off the session tonight. I raised to 125. The small blind is a pro who I played with a number of times. He knows our button opening range is fairly wide. He puts in a 3-bet to 425. Our pocket pair could be best, and it plays well post-flop in position. I'm in no hurry to abandon our hand. I call for 300 more. We're heads up. The flop comes 3-3 deuce with 2 clubs. We don't improve, but it's one of the better flops we could have gotten without hitting a set. We beat all high card combos. We've got an overpair with some backdoor draws as well. The small blind checks. Our hand benefits significantly from protection. We don't want to let our opponent have an opportunity to hit an overcard for free. I make a small bet of 200. We don't need to go too large to get non-pair hands to want to fold. The small blind is going to resist. He check raises to 600. It's unlikely that he'll have trips or better, so he's mostly representing really high pocket pairs like aces or kings. I'm not buying his story. I call for 400 more to see if the small blind actually has a hand or if he's check raising us light, perhaps with just a draw or backdoor draws. The turn is the 8 of hearts. It's mostly a good card for us, but it's kind of a blank. The opponent appears to be done pretending that he's got a monster. He checks. I'm feeling better about our pair of sixes. I bet 900, once more for value and protection. We should be able to get hands like ace-4 and ace-5 suited to fold, as well as a handful of other combos that have equity against us. We're also able to charge flush draws. Small blind calls, which is somewhat surprising. I'm having a tough time deciphering his line up to this point because it's a bit odd, but I'm done putting money in the pot unless the river's a 6. The dealer puts out the ace of diamonds, which is a terrible card. Small blind could certainly have some ace-x of clubs type of hands. He checks. I don't anticipate us being best, or being able to get our opponent off of top pair better. I check back. The opponent reveals 8-7 of clubs. He 3-bet us light, check raised us with a draw, hit a great turn given what we were holding, and ends up winning a substantial pot from me right away. I'm down over 1700 immediately. It's not how I was hoping to start the session. In this one, we're dealt ace-king offsuit in middle position. There's another straddle on, so it's 25, 25, 50. I raised to 150. The under the gun straddler calls. We're heads up in position. The flop comes ace-6-5, all spades. We've got top pair with the great kicker, but we don't have a lot of flushes in our range with the ace of spades out there, blocking a substantial portion of our middle position opening range that contains 2 spades. The opponent checks. We could already be drawing close to dead, and don't want to inflate the pot too much without a spade in our hand, so I check back for pot control. The turn is the jack of diamonds. It's a nice high card for us. It doesn't improve many other hands. Our opponent takes a stab betting 200. This could be a bluff since we under-repped our hand on the previous street and took a passive line. I call, not knowing whether we're ahead or behind, but suspecting we're best. The river is the 9 of hearts. 8-7 improves, but there's not much to worry about. Under the gun bets 300 this time. It's not a large sizing. Part of me wants to raise because it feels like we're up against a worse one pair, and the second barrel is almost like a blocker bet. Raising in this instance is a little thin though. I call to ensure that we're able to get to showdown. Under the gun reveals ace-8 offsuit with the 8 of spades. He has top pair, but we've got him outkicked. Fortunately for us, he doesn't hit a flush or 2 pair. We get the win. It isn't a huge pot for this game, but we get a nice chunk back so that we're only in the hole $1,000. Here we pick up pocket queens on the button. High pocket pairs have been elusive for me lately, so I'm looking forward to going to battle well armed. The $50 straddle's on. Under the gun +2 raises to 125. The player on his left is someone that I've only played with tonight, but I get the sense that he's on the tighter side. He 3-bets to 400. Our queens shrink when the player second to act raises and the player third to act re-raises. I don't particularly like any option. Typically, we want to employ a 4-bet or fold strategy, and surprisingly, we can mix in folds with queens occasionally in this spot. It just seems a little too absurd to let go of the third best hand when we could easily be best. I cold call the 400. This creates an enticing scenario for the initial pre-flop raiser to come along. He calls for 275 to close the action. We're going 3 ways to the flop in position. It comes jack 5-4 rainbow. We at least flop an overpair to the board. It looks mostly safe, although we still need to be concerned that we're up against aces, kings, or now pocket jacks. Under the gun +2 checks. The player in middle position, who I'm very concerned about, keeps his foot pressed to the floor with nearly a pot-sized bet at 1200. Maybe he has a hand that needs protection like ace-jack and he's trying to take this down immediately. I don't see him making a bet this large with top set, and it's still kind of weird to bet this much with a hand like aces. Again, I'm not folding to one post-flop bet. I call. It should be alarming for the opponent. Under the gun +2 folds quickly, which is great for us because he certainly could have had a set of jacks or even 5s or 4s. It's down to heads up. The turn is another 4, pairing the board and adding a club flush draw. There isn't a ton of hesitation from the opponent. He reaches for a stack of yellows and flings 4,000 out there. He only has 7,500 total. We have him covered. Did the opponent pick up a flush draw with ace-king of clubs? Or maybe he has ace-5 of clubs? Does he have ace-jack? Does he have aces or kings? I still don't think that he'd play pocket jacks this way. These massive sizings he's using feels like he wants a fold. I don't see how we can let go of queens, and if we call the 4,000 here, I don't envision getting away for 3,500 on the river when the pot will be massive. We might as well play for all of it on this street before the backdoor flush gets there or another card comes out that either improves our opponent or makes him scared to put in additional money in the instances that we haven't beat. Damn, it doesn't feel good to get snapped off so quickly. We're playing a pot of about $19,000, and I get the sense that we're behind.
You had money come into my twice is okay for you?
Let's just go once. I bet you have me. Yeah, let's go once. The opponent has pocket kings. He has us notched. We have one shot at 2 outs. Otherwise, we're going to double up the opponent. It's not looking good for us. I choose to run it once so that we don't prolong the agony. The river is the 9 of hearts. I officially lose it to be stuck several thousand. Now, is this a cooler? Yeah, we started out with the third best hand and lost to the second best. We both had overpairs to the board, but could we have gotten away at any point? It's not easy to, especially when I ran into quads 3 times the previous session and the nuts multiple other times. In theory, each session and each individual hand is supposed to be played separately, but in my head, I keep thinking they can't always have it when I have a strong hand. That being said, there were plenty of indications that he had me beat, and if I'm playing my absolute best, I can get away on the turn, especially because I noted at the beginning, I perceived this player to be on the tighter side. I'm a bit frustrated that I wasn't able to make the fold. I'm not going to beat myself up over it too much though. After adding on quite a bit, we're dealt pocket eights in middle position with the straddle on, and it's the first hand of a new round of the Nick game. Under the gun +1 raises to 150. This is the opponent that we doubled up. Under the gun +2, 3 bets to 500. Again, we're in kind of a weird situation in which I don't like any option. Ordinarily I'd fold, but with a Nick game on, we're highly incentivized to get involved, and so is everyone else, so this 3 bet from under the gun +2 doesn't necessarily have to be made with a premium, but I'll give it respect. I cold call one more time. We're playing deep, so set mining for 500 when we start with 18,000 in front of us is fine. Under the gun +1 calls for 350 more. 3 of us are seeing the flop. The dealer puts out 10-4-3 rainbow. We've got second pair. It's not a bad flop if we're up against overs. Under the gun +1 checks. I expect under the gun +2 to bet any hand better than ours. He slows down and checks though. He's got to be worried that we cold called with a hand like 10s, jacks, or queens, so he can't blast away if he only has high cards. I'd like to give ourselves an opportunity to win on this street before face cards come out. I bet 900 for value and protection. Under the gun +1 goes into the tank. He's probably got either a pair of some sort or 2 overs with backdoor straight and flush possibilities. He likely doesn't have top pair because his decision to stick around would be easier. He might have a small pocket pair like 5s that have potential to pick up equity on the turn and maybe complete a straight on the river. Ultimately, under the gun +1 folds. That's a decent result. We just need to get through one more player before we take down the pot, get rid of our nip button, and avoid having to pay out $1,000 as a penalty. Under the gun +2 says, not so fast, sucka. He calls somewhat quickly. Perhaps he has a strong hand after all. He might have top pair and overpair, or maybe even a set of 10s that he's slow playing. I'm not as confident in our 8s. It's down to heads up. The turn is the 3 of clubs pairing the board. It shouldn't have changed anything. If we were ahead previously, we should still be ahead. Under the gun +2 checks. I'm not so sure that we were ahead previously, and I don't want to pump additional money into the pot unless we improve. I check back for pot control. We're going to see a free river. The dealer puts out the 6 of spades. It's another seemingly blank card. Under the gun +2 checks. I don't know if we can get worse high card hands to call a bet, and I don't think that we'll get anything better to fold. I'm content taking our 8s to showdown. I check back. Under the gun +2 has ace king offsuit. That's a combo that we can beat. we redeem our snowmen for a nice pot containing a few $1,000s, and we also get rid of our knit buttons so we're no longer on the hook to pay out the knit game tax.